James Gunn spotted his Superman in a $10 million horror flick. Now David Corenswet's taking flight with a reported $217 million box office boom. Welcome to Stats In. If you're just joining us, please subscribe and don't forget to turn on notifications bell for more video. Please like, share and subscribe for more. James Gunn's Superman debuted with $122 million domestically and an additional $95 million internationally, bringing its global opening haul to $217 million. See the numbers. That's a powerful punch for DC Studios, especially considering the film's reported $225 million budget. David Corenswet might be soaring through the skies as Superman now, but James Gunn first saw his potential while he was lurking in the shadows, quite literally. The Superman director recently revealed that he discovered Corenswet while watching T. West's 2022 indie horror Pearl, where the actor played a cryptic, slightly pompous projectionist opposite Mia Goth. Gunn shared in a candid, cinephile-driven conversation during his 30-minute guest spot on JM Video Club, via Konbini. I saw a character whose name is just the projectionist, and I went, that guy looks like he could possibly be Superman. I looked up his name on IMDb and said, can you bring this guy in? Let that sink in. A $10 million arthouse slasher, blood-soaked, psychological, and brimming with unhinged energy, helped cast the next Man of Steel.
Wow.
During the same appearance, Gunn rattled off a wildly eclectic list of favorites, from Kung Fu Hustle to Paddington 2 and even The Long Goodbye, which he called his favorite movie of all time. His deep-cut cinephilia is integral to how he casts, writes, and directs. Corenswet, who also stars in the 2024 action thriller Twisters and previously appeared in Ryan Murphy's The Politician, couldn't have picked a more contrasting role than his Pearl character. In Superman, he's taking on the burden of playing one of the most iconic and morally centered characters in cinema history, and somehow, it works. For Warner Bros. Discovery, the tensions were high. When Gunn and Peter Safran were appointed co-CEOs of DC Studios in 2022, the company emphasized their proven track record thrilling superhero fans around the globe, per Business Insider. And with a Supergirl film starring Millie Alcock now slated for 2026, Superman appears to be laying the groundwork for a revamped, interconnected DC cinematic universe. Corenswet leads as Clark Kent, with Nicholas Hoult stepping into the role of Lex Luthor and Rachel Brosnahan as a bold, modern Lois Lane. The film avoids traditional origin story beats, instead presenting a Superman already well into his heroic career, navigating both his Kryptonian legacy and human relationships. And their chemistry? Gunn believes it's something we haven't seen before in a superhero film. He teased, the relationship between David and Rachel on screen is complicated. There are long scenes that are about their relationship and the way they relate. Corenswet's casting may have raised eyebrows when announced, but with the first trailer out and critics responding positively, there's no doubt he's winning skeptics over. Pearl might have been a $10 million genre piece, but it gave the world its next Superman. Behind the scenes, it wasn't just the cape and curl that impressed James Gunn, it was David Corenswet's tenacity. The director recalled during a panel appearance, per Collider. He challenged me on a daily basis to really get the most out of his character, get the most out of his story. Everything he does in the movie is utterly true. You don't ever have a moment, even watching dailies, where you go, David did something that feels stupid, that doesn't feel real, that feels like he's faking it, or he's phoning it in. Never. Corenswet didn't just fill the suit, he questioned it, pushed it, and made it better. From day one, Gunn saw the spark. The funniest thing is I got both Rachel and David's self-tapes on our very first day of casting. I was like, I think that guy's pretty good. Will Superman be the launch pad that finally stabilizes DC's cinematic chaos? Can Corenswet carry the torch that Henry Cavill left behind and maybe even burn brighter? Let us know, did Gunn make the right call? Would Pearl's projectionist have made your Superman shortlist? James Gunn's Superman crushes the box office with $217 million, proving that superhero fatigue is a myth when storytelling shines. I don't believe in superhero fatigue. Welcome to Stats In. If you're just joining us, please subscribe and don't forget to turn on notifications bell for more video. Please like, share and subscribe for more. I think there's, mediocre movie fatigue. I think you can tell stories about anything. If you see the same gangster movie over and over, you're gonna get so bored. But if you see different types of criminals doing different things that are involved in different activities, different levels of morality, different styles, it's not ever gonna get boring. And boy, did Superman prove him right. As the first film in DC Studios' newly revamped Gods and Monsters era, Superman didn't just fly. It blasted through every typical trope and stale formula that was being crammed down our throats by Marvel and DC. And as a result, audiences showed up and enjoyed the film, boosting its box office. James Gunn just did the impossible. He made people care about superheroes again. With Superman soaring past a jaw-dropping $217 million global box office debut in just 4 days, it's clear that capes aren't cancelled. They were just boring, and Gunn knew it all along. While critics and fans cried superhero fatigue, Gunn clarified in a GQ interview, saying the problem wasn't too many heroes, it was too many mediocre movies. The co-CEO of DC said it was never about the genre, it was about the quality. In his interview, Gunn confidently explained that audiences don't get bored of superheroes. They get bored of watching the same old story told in the same boring way. He explained how, just like gangster movies or romantic comedies, superhero films need variety. For years now, fans and critics have blamed superhero fatigue for the downfall of comic book movies. Over the years, every time a Marvel or DC film underperformed, fans have been quick to blame the superheroes for it, thus coining the term superhero fatigue. But James Gunn never bought into that. It hasn't been happening because people are so afraid of making a mistake. I think we should make a lot more mistakes. And that's exactly what Gunn's recently released movie, Superman, delivered. It wasn't just a punch-fest or another origin story with CGI overload. James Gunn gave us a version of Clark Kent that felt human, relatable, and emotionally layered. He built a story that wasn't just about saving the world, it was about identity, hope, and purpose. This concept of superhero fatigue, in one way, is real because there have been a lot of superhero movies that maybe haven't been up to what they should have been or what the audience wanted. You see the same thing happening across the board with movies in general. That people are not making the movies that need to bring people into the cinemas. And what's the solution for this? Well, James Gunn mentioned that the antidote to declining interest in cinema lies in directors' ability to take risks. When studios pump out copy-paste content with no heart, people naturally stop caring. But give them a well-written, well-acted, emotionally rich film, and suddenly, everyone's back in theaters. Meanwhile, according to Variety, while Superman's pre-weekend projection predicted the film to earn $120 million domestically, the movie soared past its limits, raking in $122 million during its opening weekend. Additionally, as per THR reports, David Corenswet's movie topped Friday's domestic box office chart with $56 million, becoming the third-best start of 2025. Gunn celebrated the success of Superman on Threads. Within just 4 days of release, Superman brought in a staggering $217 million worldwide against its $225 million budget, and it's still climbing via the numbers. This isn't just a big win for DC Studios, it's a bold message to Hollywood, urging every director to make good superhero movies in order to attract audiences to the theaters. Now, James Gunn's success proves that the superhero genre isn't dead, it just needed to